VoFlow dashboard brings everything into focus. Your voiceover invoices, contacts, and entire pipeline, all illuminated in one place. See your weekly wins unfold and stay grounded with the tasks that matter most. And with real-time website activity, you'll know exactly when opportunity knocks. This is clarity. This is control. This is VoFlow. In the world of voiceover, talent matters, but direction changes everything. Introducing the VoFlow Smart Business Coach, your personal guide and motivator. It studies your trends, your habits, your wins, and the opportunities you didn't even know you were missing. Then it forecasts exactly what actions will move you closer to your goals, not someday, but now. Imagine opening your dashboard and seeing a clear path forward, who to follow up with, which leads are heating up, what tasks will create the biggest momentum today, and how close you are to the future you're building. No guesswork, no overwhelm, just simple, precise steps that show you how to grow with confidence. Because success isn't random, it's a pattern, and the VoFlow Smart Business Coach helps you see it, follow it, and own it. Your goals are closer than you think. Your roadmap is waiting. VoFlow, clarity, momentum, control. Never worry about where or how to find new voiceover clients again. VoFlow, your virtual marketing assistant, finds them for you using smart lead search technology. Search by keyword or industry and save time by using VoFlow verified emails that get delivered to the inbox that you want to reach. And with VoFlow's proprietary lead score, you can be confident you're always marketing to the right customers. VoFlow, clarity, momentum, control. Find, connect, and cultivate new client leads using VoFlow's Smart Lead Pipeline, powered by behavioral dynamic technology. More than a CRM that simply manages interactions with prospective customers, VoFlow is your marketing assistant. Easily and quickly find leads, and then let VoFlow automatically communicate with your prospect based on their behavior and how they interact with your communication and your VoFlow hosted website. When every email matters. Introducing the VoFlow Smart Email Writer. Your voice, your style, perfectly captured. It learns your tone, your rhythm, your personality. With one click, VoFlow analyzes your lead and crafts a personalized email in seconds. VoFlow gives you the power to write smarter, faster, and more authentically. VoFlow, your business amplified. In the world of voiceover, relationships are everything, but managing and cultivating those relationships, that's the hard part. Until now, introducing VoFlow Smart Contacts, your new contact command center, where every conversation, every audition, every job is automatically connected to the right person. No logging, no spreadsheets, no "I'll update it later." It just happens. See the full history of any relationship in seconds. Email, auditions, bookings, and events. Your contacts stop feeling messy. Your follow-up gets sharper. Your business becomes clearer than ever. Leads, prospects, clients, organized exactly the way you work. You can even invoice directly from the VoFlow interface with a click of a single button. Easily track invoice payments, ensuring you get paid. Every social click, every form submission, every website interaction captured automatically. This isn't just a CRM, it's the brain of your VO business. VoFlow, your relationships elevated.
What's up? Happy Motivational Monday. I'm Bill DeWeese, your host.
We do this every weekday at this time where we get together so I can share some tips, tricks, strategies, inspiration, insight, knowledge, motivation, whatever it takes to move you further down the road of toward voiceover success. And if you may have noticed, I'm coming to you from a different location. I'm in the main living space of my house right now. My studio and my office is set up downstairs. We have a big finished basement. It's down there, and we had a flooding issue last week. Yeah, and so it required ServPro coming out, the restoration folks. So they came out on Friday and did the demolition where they cut out drywall, pulled up carpet, pulled out trim, all the stuff, set up their humidifiers and dehumidifiers and fans. And so we're in the middle of all of that. So I can't operate out of the basement today. So that'll be interesting for voiceover. Maybe Mallory will be so kind as to allow me to use her studio if I need it today. And I'm sure she will. Hope you had a great weekend. Um, Baseball season is in full swing. March Madness is coming to a finale here in the not so distant future. So some exciting things happening. And when I was watching the Cincinnati Reds Boston Red Sox game yesterday, and it got me to thinking. It seems that everything gets me to thinking, and usually that thinking has something to do with voiceover. And today I want to talk to you about being stuck in voiceover. It might be that you're at the very beginning of your voiceover journey and you're literally stuck at go, meaning you're like on square one and you don't know what square two is, what you should be doing. You should be contacting somebody, but you don't know who, you don't know what to say, and then what they responded, what would you do? It's kind of this frozen in space thing where you're not sure what to do first. And then there's the stuff where, you've done this for a while. You've got some clients, you've done some jobs, but your income is just plateaued and you're stuck at a level that you just can't get past. And you're wondering how to move forward. Well, the answer to that problem, whether you're just getting started, literally haven't made a dime yet in voiceover, just trying to figure out what to do, whether you're stuck there or whether you're stuck in your career. In other words, you've kind of hit a plateau and you just no matter what you do, or maybe you don't know what to do to move forward, to be able to scale what you do and increase your income and increase the number of jobs that you do. The answer is the same, and it's understanding are you ready for it? Pipeline. Yeah, I'm bringing up the word pipeline again. I talked about it some last week, and I want to focus in on it hard today. And the reason is because your pipeline is the answer to getting unstuck. If you want to get moving and get things rolling, you want to get income going, or if you want to get past the plateau that you're experiencing right now, understanding your pipeline, your marketing pipeline, how to fill it and how to nurture it is absolutely, absolutely critical. And if you don't have a pipeline, then you're shooting in the dark and you're throwing mud against the wall. Or maybe you listen to this guru and you try this for a while and that doesn't seem to work. So you go to this guru or coach for a while and you try that and it doesn't seem to work. Look at your pipeline or lack thereof. And what I want to do in the next few minutes is really explain it in a way that I hope makes sense to you in a way that it hasn't, perhaps, up to this point, because it's so important, but it's not complicated. And I want to make sure that I explain it as clearly as possible so that to empower you to be able to get unstuck and to get moving or to get moving again. Now, this takes us back to me watching the Cincinnati Reds Boston Red Sox game yesterday. And as I was watching the game, I was thinking baseball is the perfect analogy for the marketing pipeline. So the way baseball works, and you're probably aware of this, but in case you're not, or it's been a while, let me give you a little refresher. The way it works is you've got four bases in baseball. You've got home plate, you've got first base, you've got second base, and you've got third base. And the goal of the game is to advance runners through each base from home plate when they're at bat to first base, second base, third base, and to home. The more points you score, obviously the person with the highest number of runs, they win the game. But the goal is to move people through the bases. If you just get to first base, well, you don't score points. That doesn't get you anywhere. If you get to second base, if you can't go beyond that, you got nothing. Even if you get to third base and you're just what is 90 feet from home plate or whatever the distance is, and you can see it, it's right there, you can touch it, you can smell it. But if you don't get there, you don't score any points. And in voiceover, you don't book any work and you don't get income. So you've got to understand not only the concept of the bases or this pipeline, but how you advance your runners, how you move around to score. Now, being at home plate is akin to having a lead. When we in voiceover in business, when we want to cultivate, when we want to get and cultivate customers, it begins with leads. Leads are people who are prospective clients of yours. These are the people that would hire voiceover talent. We get them at home plate. Our job is to get them to first base. In my terminology, that is a warm lead. And what does that mean? First base is responding to your marketing. You reach out to somebody. They respond by going to your website. Now they're no longer just a lead or a cold lead. Now they're a warm lead. What that means is now they've taken some interest, enough interest to actually go to your website. So now things are moving in the right direction, but you haven't scored yet. You only gotten them to first base. We have to move them to second base. What's second base? To listen to your demo or your demos. The demo is what opens the door of opportunity. When they hear the demo, if you've got a good demo, then they can hear it in their head what you're going to sound like doing their project. And hopefully they'll reach out to you and ask you to read for it, which, better yet. We've got to get them to second base. We've got to get to the place where they listen to your demos. Otherwise, what? Nothing happens. Once they hear your demos, we're still not done. We need to move them to third base. What's that? Third base is where they actually respond back to you. So we're coming all the way around now. They've heard from you, they visited your website, they listened to your demos. Now they're going to respond back to you to close that loop. From there, that's when we have the opportunity to close the deal, meaning book the job, win the audition, or sometimes it happens that somebody hears from you and it all happens in one fell swoop. They go to your website, they listen, it's a great, awesome, they contact you, I've got a job for you. That happens. It's very rare. I wouldn't want to build a career on counting on that, but it happens. Those are the home runs where you don't have to stop at a base. They just keep going. They just move themselves around. Boom, one, two, three, four in their home. And when those happen, you just thank God and you move on. But you know that 99 times out of 100 or more, that's not the way it's going to work. You've got this pipeline and you've got to move people forward. Up to this point in history, the biggest challenge with this pipeline thing is knowing where your prospective client is at once they get on first base. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's a matter of even knowing if they've opened their email. Well, now you can. I'm going to use the analogy of VoFlow. By the way, VoFlow is a partnership between Bill DeWeese Media Incorporated and Strategic Systems Incorporated and my good friend Chris Cole. If you don't know Chris Cole, he's a guy that I hope you get to know in the very near future. Chris, during my last 4 years of leading the VoiceOver Blueprint training program, Chris worked behind the scenes building out all of the digital marketing systems. If you came into the Blueprint or you bought a training program, it was because of the work of Chris Cole. VoFlow is a marriage of the experiences and the expertise of what I do and what Chris does. During those 4 years, Chris he learned everything there is to know about voiceover because he literally sat through all of my trainings, built out marketing systems based on what I do to help me teach other people do it. And that's his expertise, is building out these digital marketing systems to make the pipeline, going back to the pipeline, to make the pipeline work. So now, pretty much if you have the right tools, anybody can, now you can know whether somebody at least opened your email. And that's a start. But after that, that's where the challenge comes in. It's because, okay, once they've done that, we did they go to your website? Do you know if the people who open your emails go to your website? Once they go to your website, did they listen to your demos? Do you have any way of knowing whether they listen to your demos? The pipeline becomes dark between first and third base. It's like we don't know as somebody who's marketing, we don't know what's going on. We have no way to control that. All we can do is reach out and hope that we hear back. At least up until now, what VoFlow has done has turned on the spotlights, has illuminated the entire playing field so that we know precisely what's going on, all the bases around the diamond. In other words, when you reach out to somebody, if they visit your website, you know. You know when they visited and then what they did while they were there. Because and that, by the way, first base, they're a warm lead. They're actually taking the initiative to go to your website, which means they have some interest. What happens after that? Well, we want them to listen to our demo or demos, right? Well, before this, we couldn't follow a client. We didn't know if a client was listening to our demos or not. I mean, we might know if somebody was listening. There was technology to let us know if somebody was there. But this particular person, now we know through VoFlow, we can watch and we can know who is not only going to our websites, but what they're listening to or watching video, how much time they're spending, so that we know they've gone from being a warm lead to now a hot lead. Now they've heard you. They know what you're all about. And what VoFlow does, one of two, well, what it does, it facilitates moving people through the bases, so to speak. So you have two options. It can notify you so that you can if you like to do things manually, and just have VoFlow tell you, hey, Bill just visited your website, and you can respond accordingly. Hey, Bill just listened to your e-learning demo, so that you can respond accordingly. Or you can use it in automated mode where it will do all of that for you based on the behavior of the prospect. So when the prospect visits your website, it immediately fires out communication to that person. When they listen to a demo, same thing. So now we know where they are in the pipeline, and we can take the appropriate action to continue to move them through. I mean, think about this for a second. This is a complete and a total game changer. What if you had that power in your hands? And you can now through VoFlow. I'm going to put the URL up on the screen so that you can check it out. And let me just say this as an aside. I guess this is a teaser, and I'm not going to say too much right now, but we're not done. We're not close to done. All of this you just heard, it keeps me awake at night. The technology and what it allows us to do in growing our voiceover businesses is amazing, but we're not done. We are, Chris and I are working to stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in this, the whole data collection space. It's an exploding thing right now. And we are partnering with the right people to make sure that the data is hot and fresh, and I'll just leave it at that. And that means a couple of different things. And the voiceover flow now, as awesome as it is, will continue to become better in the days and the weeks and the months ahead. So if you're stuck, you've got a pipeline problem, and it's time to unplug that pipe, and you got to keep them moving. Keep them moving to first base, to second base, to third base, and to home to score so that you can book work and get paid. Check it out today, VoFlow.io. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do that. It lets YouTube know that somebody thinks it's worthwhile, and therefore their algorithm then shares it with other people. I appreciate that. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, spread the word. And if you haven't yet, check in on the live chat. Let's see what's going on. Just let me know your first name and where you're watching or listening from. We've got Jonathan Keaton. What's up, Jonathan? Hey, Rusty, good to see you. Jazz Mystery, Jolie. We've got Margot on. Let's see here.
Music lover, how are you doing? Voice for you to use. I like your handle there. Very nice. Good stuff right there. Let's see who else we've got on YouTube this morning. John, what's happening? Happy Monday to you in Denver. We've got Sheila checking in from Chicago. Good to see you, Sheila. Hey, Nephi, how are you in Knoxville? Rusty, way up north in the UP of Michigan. Dennis, how are you doing? Oh, okay. They're rolling in here. Let me make sure I don't miss anybody. Jim, always good to see you in Memphis. Dr. Bob in Clearwater, Florida. What's going on? Good to see you. Hey, Paul. Howdy from Arkansas. Guys, I so appreciate you being here and watching the videos and being a part of the conversation. And if you want to continue the conversation, join my I've got a free group, and let me put this up here for you. You can check that out. We'd love to have you as part of our group. And again, it's a lot of like-minded people who are building voiceover careers, those who are new, those who are experienced, but there's just a lot of great support and positivity. And I invite you to join at school.com/VoFlow. Guys, have a wonderful day. Again, appreciate you being here, and we'll talk to you soon.
When every email open and click counts, VoFlow Smart Stats gives you the power to see it in real time. See campaigns perform as they happen. VoFlow Smart Stats monitors compliance and ensures high inbox delivery. VoFlow turns your email strategy into a precision-tuned machine. VoFlow. Send smarter. Win bigger.